I've had a number of questions on how to best draw the LED holder here, so I'm just going to put a quick tutorial together for you. I would begin, and I'm going to go to my laser blue layer to begin with, or vector cut, whatever that is, and I'll start with a rectangle that's 4 by 0.84. So we'll type that in 4 comma 0.84. The next thing I might do is add these chamfers in. Now, I don't expressly give you the chamfer size. I give you where it ends at 3.3. You could use the chamfer tool, or you could lay out this 3.3. I'm going to do it that way. I'm going to go to center diameter, and what that allows me to do when I type in my 3.3, that gives me two equally spaced intersections there, which then I can take this down, making sure I'm snapped in to polar, and then I can redraw that, or a lot of this piece you can do with the mirror tool. So I might take and mirror this over the center line, and then mirror it once again to the bottom over this midpoint. So now I've got that. Next thing, I've got these holes. They're located 3.75 from each other. So I can once again use a circle for that. I'll use circle diameter. I can go from here, 3.75, and this quadrant right here is going to be where that's located. This says the diameter is 0.08 times 2. So I'll go back to center diameter, put 0.08 in, and then I can copy that, or you can mirror that to the other side, but grab that from this quadrant, and then you want to drop that over here, and then I can go ahead and erase that circle to get that out of the way. You have these notches on either end. These are to hold the wires. So once again, for these notches, I gave you the center to center distance, so 0.49 and 0.6. I will use the circle with center diameter, and I'm going to pop those in at 0.49, and the other one is at 0.6. And circle automatically goes back to center radius, so I've got to click that one again and put in my 0.6. Now there's my spacing. Now it's how far to go in. That does line up with this corner, so that 0.33 distance. So if I were to bring this down and then bring these points over, that will give me my notch. And then I'll go ahead and get rid of what I don't need. So I don't need this. I can begin to trim some things out here so it makes a little more sense. And then I'll use the mirror tool once again, and I'll mirror these three pieces over this point, and I'll also mirror those to the other side. Grab our midpoint there, pop that on, no, and we'll do a little trimming at this point. So I can trim these off, get rid of that, get rid of this little guy here, all trimmed up. And now we are ready for the notches for the LED leads. From the end, they are 0.65, 0.3 typical. That's what TYP stands for. That's pretty much your copy distance as you go over. The width of each notch over here at 0.024, and the depth in at 0.08. So I will start, maybe you go to no print for something like this, and I'll start by going over my 0.65. So again, that would be from this corner as well. So I'll recreate this corner again, go over my 0.65, and then I'm going to draw a line up for the height of that, and the height is 0.08. So we'll put this in 0.08. The thickness of that opening is 0.024. I'll take half of that and offset it to each side. So I'll go to offset, and I'll put in 0.012, and then you can pop that to each side and connect that along the top. Before I go and do any copying, I'm going to go ahead and change the layer here. So we'll change that back, and we'll be trimming some things out later. And now I can go ahead and copy. So if I go and copy this, again, the distance is 0.3. There will be 10 of them. So you could use the copy array tool. So like if you went to copy, you select this, you grab a base point, and you tell it array. You want 9 more of these, and you want to pull those over at 0.3. Looks like I needed one more, so I will copy this one from here to there, and that looks like we're even. And then at this point, I'll go back through and trim out these little pieces in here so that And if you didn't trim these, you are laser cutting both areas. It would not hurt your project at all. So feel free to leave those in if you wish. I don't want to have to trim those out at the top, so I'm actually just going to get rid of this line, and then I will mirror all of this to the top. So we'll just grab something that's in the center there, pop that up there, say no on that. These circles, the circle itself will be in the center, and it's going to be located centered on these little pieces. The LED's diameter is 0.1 or 0.21, and then you have this little flat on the LED that's located 0.1956 from the other end. So first thing I will do is just locate that center point. So if I go from here to here, and I don't need to, but if I drew this across, that midpoint should end up right there. I will end up with circle diameter, and I'm going to pop that in at 0.21. So that's my diameter of the LED. The next thing I need to do is locate this 1956 line. So from the bottom side of that circle, which let's check that, 0.21 looks good. So 1956, and then it's just a straight line across there, which you can simply extend and then trim off anything that you don't need. So I don't need this part of the circle, this part, or this part. That flat side represents the negative side on the LED. These small holes, these are diameter 0.024. There are 20 of them, and as far as a location from center, they are located 0.1 apart from each other, so that would be 0.05 from each end. Again, this is a handy time to use a circle, so I can use circle diameter 0.1, and then I can put in my circle diameter here, 0.024, and then I can copy that down to the lower quadrant of that circle, and I'm left with what I need to cut out. These pieces here are going to go to my vector cut or laser blue layer. I don't need these anymore, so I'll get rid of these. And then I can copy that. So again, we can use our copy tool. So I can select this, I can grab a base point, and honestly, if you wanted to, you could just go down through here and click the 10 different points, or you could use the copy array that we did in the last one. Sometimes to save time, then I'll just grab a set of these, and then I can drop that whole set back there instead of individually copying all of them. The last thing to add would be a little plus and minus symbol here. Again, the minus goes on the flat side. This you can just add in with your vector engrave, and this is just very simple. Like, don't put a lot of time into this. Just put a little minus there. I'm going to copy this to the other side. This is just a note for you, so that you put that in the right spot, and then I will just copy this little segment here and rotate it so it's the same size, and move that into position for my little plus symbol. And then this one is ready to go. You don't need to copy those around there. Last thing though, if you look at the colors, we want to etch the circle for the LED. We do not want to cut that hole through there. It's just these small ones. So I want to go through, and I'm going to grab this with the green box selection tool, and then I'll go up there and I'll put those on laser red. Make sure everything's on the correct layer, and you're good to go.